Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
New data just in from the CDC on the effectiveness of Pfizer's COVID vaccine in children between 12 and 18 years old.
Left to pick up the pieces, some mother sharing her heartbreak as police try to track down the killers of her son and his girlfriend.
And the country that put a journalist from Huntington Woods behind bars is releasing thousands of other political prisoners. But what does that mean for Danny Fenster? It's tough to imagine the roller coaster of emotion loved ones of Danny Fenster are on right now. It's
been a long ordeal and odyssey. People detained in Myanmar in the very same prison as Danny are reportedly being let go. But so far, there's only an eerie silence when it comes to Danny's case. Priya Mann spoke with his brother about how the family is coping with all of this.
Danny Fenster is from Huntington Woods, and this community has been supporting the family since day one. We're here at City Hall, just across the street, a very common sight, signs in support, hoping Danny will soon be released.
You know, as the sun rises, so do we. And thankfully, our community has as well, and they're helping us get through.
For Brian Fenster and his family, a sliver of optimism this week that a Buddhist holiday might lead to amnesty for journalist Danny Fenster, who's been detained in Myanmar for 5 months.
We're always hopeful. You never know, but they are having this holiday there, and there are these amnesties happening, and we've always hoped on humanitarian grounds that they'd be able to release him and send him home.
There have been conflicting reports on how many prisoners could be released and if any detained after the coup would even be eligible.
We haven't heard from the State Department. There was no indications that Danny may be included in that. There have been several amnesties during the duration of his detainment thus far, and obviously he has not been let out yet.
Fenster's 10th hearing was last Friday. It was only his second time in court in person since lockdowns ended in Myanmar.
And it's hard too. He keeps going to court, and he keeps getting sent back. So, you know, to him, understandably, he's just floating in a black hole.
The family was able to talk to Danny over the phone for about 20 minutes this past weekend.
We really try and kind of pull our boots up and be there for him. But it's not going to lie, it's extremely, extremely hard.
The Metro Detroit family says they're relying on community support as this legal nightmare continues halfway around the world.
We're so appreciative of the continued interest. And we just want you to know, while we're battered, we're not down and out.
And this Buddhist holiday that may lead to amnesty for thousands of prisoners ends tomorrow. The family is still holding out hope. If you'd like to support them, we have info on clickondetroit.com. Reporting live tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
It's going on so long. All right, Priya.
Well, some students at Eastern Michigan University gathering today to send a message about sexual assaults they feel the school has mishandled. One thing the protesters are seeking, a ban of fraternities by EMU. Victor Williams is live at the Ypsilanti campus, where a march began, about an hour ago, Victor?
Yes, that is right, Kimberly, but they have come to a bit of a standstill right here. But they were marching all across the perimeter of the campus, speaking out against what they believe is the enabling of rape culture. They're also saying that they want all frats gone altogether. Now, they believe the university mishandled a sexual assault case and have still yet to put an end to some of the wild frat parties where several women have been sexually attacked and assaulted. We know that the fraternity Alpha Sigma Phi recently disassociated themselves from the university amid all the allegations, but these students also want to make it clear that they want to hear more from Delta Tau Delta, another frat that was also being investigated.
We haven't heard anything from DTD. We've heard ASP has made a statement and they sent out a document just recently about how they dissociated, but DTD has been pretty silent, so we'd like to hear something from them.
And EMU officials are commenting on the matter, saying, quote, "The matters that students are concerned about are serious. Anyone who has listened to the stories of survivors knows how painful, heartbreaking, and traumatic their experiences have been. Students speak out, protest, and take action because they want action and change. Our administration advocates for students to voice their concerns on critical issues that impact them." Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, Victor, thanks.
Let's move to the coronavirus headlines for the day. We are expecting our next state data update tomorrow, but on the national front, we just learned the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas tested positive for COVID-19 today, fully vaccinated and at the moment only experiencing mild symptoms. Meantime, the FDA is reportedly ready to approve the use of, I guess, what you'd refer to as mix and match vaccines for boosters. An official announcement from them could come as soon as tomorrow on that. CDC published a new analysis today, and it concluded that the Pfizer vaccine, 93% effective at keeping adolescents ages 12 to 18 out of the hospital during the summer spike that was fueled by the Delta variant.
All right, we are really enjoying a dry and sunny start to the week, but here comes, what is it, a warm front, a cool front, whatever.
We know what Paul always says about trusting these things. Paul, they're setting us up, right?
Yeah, we're setting you up, but
Yep.
Take a look. I just have to show you this beautiful sunset shot from our Penobscot Skycam. This is just gorgeous. We've had blue sky, these patches of high clouds passing through. Just spectacular out there. Temps have slipped a bit. We're now right around 70 degrees. Some of us are in the upper 60s, and the wind is starting to lighten up as well, as typically happens in the early evening hours. And you can just see, again, nothing going on, just these patches of high clouds coming through. And again, the thing to remember, these things do not leak. This is just a dry forecast all the way through at least late afternoon tomorrow. But through this evening, again, temperatures falling through the 60s. Notice not as quickly as they fell last night. So a little bit more pleasant as we move through the evening hours. Now, weather impacts, really Thursday's the day. Late Wednesday night into Thursday morning is the most impactful weather coming our way. We will tell you all about that and our weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But don't forget, the Local Forecasters app is the nation's best weather app. It has everything you need: real-time radar, lightning, tropical storm, hurricane page. It even has an earthquake page. It's free. Just go to the App Store, search under WDIV. See you back here in a few minutes, guys.
Oh, thank you. Right now, Detroit police are trying to track down the men who opened fire on a vehicle, killing two parents, one of whom was holding their baby. And now we're hearing from one of the people left to pick up the pieces. Sean Lay showed us the new surveillance video at 5. And Sean, you also spoke with the mother of one of the victims.
Kimberly, good evening to you. I can also tell you that Detroit police are blanketing this West Side neighborhood. Their manhunt is intensifying. Members of the community just printing out in the last hour these wanted poster, handing these out to everyone, hoping to identify the two gunmen. We are told tonight that this was a targeted shooting with no motive as of yet. And as you mentioned, families are absolutely heartbroken. Candace Lindsay's only child was the light of her life, a young 22-year-old named Benson Lindsay. Lindsay and his girlfriend, Marche Nash, were ambushed in a cold-blooded shooting Monday evening at the Marathon gas station at West Warren and the Southfield Freeway. Cameras capturing two gunmen coming at both sides of Lindsay's car, firing multiple shots.
They took everything I had. My son was the only baby God allowed me to have. And I don't have him no more.
In the car with them, the couple's 9-month-old boy. Marche was holding him in her arms when she was shot. Somehow that little boy was not hit.
He was there, and I can't imagine. I don't know what is the cause of this or what made people feel that it was worth his life and hers.
So difficult. Our hearts going out to these family members who want answers, and they won't get answers until these two are caught. This happened in front of 8 green light cameras at that Marathon in the front, but the guys follow me this way, ran behind the gas station, through that alley, and up the side street here. There are cameras in the alley. They're different cameras connected to a business, so we know Detroit Police homicide detectives are trying to get that footage. That may get an even clearer look at the two gunmen. We're live on the West Side tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4.
Let's hope so. Okay, Sean, thanks.
A man dies after a tree trimming accident in West Bloomfield. Police say the man was working Monday morning on Champlain Circle near Middle Belt when he got caught in a wood chipper. They say the man in his 40s died from his injuries on the way to the hospital. Investigators say it appears the man's jacket became caught in the branches he was feeding into the machine.
A small Michigan township is second to none across the entire nation when it comes to staying safe from crime.
More on that in a moment, and here's Paula.
It's not just COVID that is a threat to in-person learning. How about this? A shortage of school bus drivers. I'll talk to the superintendent of one school district who has some very serious concerns.